up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Dre Will and my man right here.
What's up with everybody? It's your boy Comedian Big Funny. Just I'm a comedian, don't mean everything a joke, but I can make it funny for you. Good day today.
Yes, it is, man. We put it on the table podcast, and we got our guest here today, Howard Clay, and he is right here, man. And thank you for being on the Dre Will Big Funny. Put it on the table podcast today, and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm excited. Really good to see you guys doing something this positive and this, instructional for everybody. So I'm really excited. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show, man. You got some stuff to tell. You got some stuff to put on the table too, though, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Big funny. We were talking earlier, and I just want to tell this little story really quick. I like doing podcasts and talking to young or even old Black and brown creators because I don't want us spinning in circles. And it's like a lot of times because I don't make a bunch of noise on on the internet, people think that I'm not out here doing it. And it's like funny to me. But the thing is that there's a lot of time that can be wasted. And I had this young lady come up to me, and she probably is going to see this podcast, which is funny because then she's going to realize, why I stopped answering her calls. She hit me up in it's not even that dramatic. But it is dramatic. But so she emailed me and said that she wanted to film this short. And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. And she was like, I just wanted some advice on stuff. So she asked me a few questions about different things, and I answered them according to the questions. Because we grown. If you don't ask me, I'm not going to answer it. So so when she finished up, I was like, well, I have a question for you. I was like, why are you making a short and not just making a pilot? And she was like, I because I've already planned this and this and this and this and that. And I was like, well, what's the goal of the short? And she was like, well, it's to, have it out there so people can see it. I was like, the same thing could be done with a pilot. Like, here's the thing. If you got $10,000, which is about how much most people have, you got $10,000 and you need to put it towards something. Learn this business. This is a business. There is absolutely limited you can do with a short unless that short wins every thing that you put it in. The film festivals, that's not where you get established at. But if you put that much money towards a short and you don't win, guess what? That short becomes pretty much nothing. But if you take that same $10,000, get you a couple of people that'll work for free, and film the actual pilot of whatever it is that you're thinking about doing, now that pilot can be shot. It can be shot with a pitch deck. It can be shot as a sizzler. If you don't know what a sizzler is, it's a 3 to 6 minute reel that's showing what the episodes and the things are about. And a teaser is like a one minute, and a trailer is like 1 to 3 minutes. Learn the business. So then when you shoot the pilot, now you can be in this meeting with executives or with aggregators or with acquisition managers who are actually interested in buying the product from you. So I got this thing coming up this weekend called Deeper Women Lead. So it's basically Dr. Sweeney. She's a like internet guru, like speaker guru thingamajig, and she is holding this conference for men and women to come. So she wanted me and some of the other people that I work with or have worked with in the past. They were like, yeah, we want you to film it. And I was like, cool, I'll film it, but I'm going to film it like a show. And they were like, film it like a show. I was like, just giving you content to put up on your Instagram is great. How about I film it like a TV show, and then we're able to shop this show, just this one episode, to networks like All Black. I mean, well, now it's not All Black no more. Like BET, like these different places that are looking for one-offers, looking for shows to fill content. See, these networks need content, so they have a list, and on this list they have everything they need. So if they needed content from an African American woman or from this age group or from whatever, they see your project. But if it's a short, then you've lost. You just threw away $10,000. But if you're going to do it, you got to do it with.
You got to do it.
It's purposeful. Everything has to be purposeful. It's not about just doing it so your friends can say you did it. And people actually, they were like, well, you did shorts, and a couple of them won things. I did shorts to become a filmmaker. That was different. I did shorts in order for me to come up with my directing style, my production style, my
to learn the process,
style.
basically.
Right, to learn the process so that I can do it right. So I was trained by other guys on how to do shorts and how to do them properly and different things, and how to deal with dialect and to deal with dialogue and how to deal with how to make those things correct. Because I was a winner for screenplay for writing, but I wanted to step into the film world to see everything, and you really don't know until you actually film something. So that's the reason I did my shorts. It was a means to an end, but I didn't spend $10,000 on these shorts. Right. I didn't take grandma's last money and go and say, oh, I'm about to make a short about people who have short arms. I hope this does well. Like that, you gotta have a purpose behind this. And it's like everybody is unique and everybody has their own story. But at the end of the day, this is still entertainment. Like, have a purpose behind the things that you're doing so that you're not spinning wheels. Because unfortunately, I used to work at Brown Mackey in Cincinnati. Also used to work at Kaplan. I know y'all probably hate or love those schools. It doesn't matter. But I would always talk to the students when they would come in. CC did. CC went to Brown Mackey. She loves it.
I've been to Brown Mackey.
Yeah. So what I would tell the students, especially the ones I would enroll, I would tell them, like, don't come here just to get the title of I'm a medical assistant or I'm a this or I'm a that. No, come here so that you can become that or become something greater. Just come in there to say that you're going there. A lot of people would settle for that and be like, "Oh, I'm a medical assistant. I'm in medical assistant school," and they would that would be their energy compared to saying, "I graduated." Right. It all boils down to, and then I'm done, and then we're gonna go into questions or whatever else y'all want to do. It all boils down to, in my opinion, the true fear of success. And I say this a lot to young people. A lot of people fear actually being successful because now the expectations change. Like Big Funny, he said, he was talking I saw one of his posts. He was saying, I got 100 followers now on YouTube. YouTube. And you were like, now I got 200, and now I got, and it's starting to grow. Like, and for some people, they're just like, that's great. I'm happy, but he has a goal for it to get bigger, but he's not stopping. Some people just be like, oh, I could have kept going. I could have kept going, but I knew it was headed that way. No, you didn't. Don't be afraid of being successful. Don't be afraid of getting the 1 million followers. Yes, it comes with a lot of responsibilities. And yes, people are going to expect you to be better, funnier, all those different things. But that comes along with the success. But it's not nothing to be afraid of. And I think a lot of people like the title of aspiring. I'm an aspiring actress. I'm an expiring. You're expiring, meaning that you're about to run out of time. So it's like, don't be aspiring to anything. Either you're doing it or you're not doing it. That's why I used to tell people when I worked when I was in Cincinnati doing music, I would come up to people and they'd be like, I'm a singer. And I'd be like, sing something. They'd be like, my throat hurts. And I'll say this and I'll say it again. Listen, singers sing, dancers dance, comedians be funny. This is what it is. If you're going to say that you're those things, don't, when somebody comes up to you, all of a sudden you got a bunch of excuses. If somebody came to me and was like, write this for me right now, I'd have it done in 10 minutes. I was actually in a contest like that in California at a writing convention for Scriptapalooza, and I won it. And we had 1 hour to write it. And I won it because I'm that guy. I'm the writer. I'm the director. So when you ask me to do those things, I'm going to do them, because I'm not afraid of success. But go ahead.
Hold on. Straight to the point. You just put it on the table.
What?
Straight to the point. That's what's up, man.
I want to know, like, when did you start this journey of doing this? Tell the people what you do and when did you start?
As a kid, just a creator. I don't want to limit it to so many different things because I've done a bunch of stuff too long for this podcast. But to just go through everything, it's just about creating. I've always been a creator since I was younger. Just wanted to create things, wanted to create art, wanted to do different things. So I got into the music journey, ended up working for Def Jam, did some Michael, Sierra, CC, Jay's Groove, worked a little bit with Erica B. I don't know if y'all remember Erica P, but she's still on and she's still
I
singing.
do remember her.
Yeah, phenomenal. I think she was on with Black. If my memory serves, I'm old, so if I'm wrong, just scratch it out in post or whatever. So went to work with Def Jam for a few years, and then did my own magazine called Boss Be Your Own Success Story. It was an entrepreneur minority magazine. So then after all of that, my first true love was writing. So I was like, what can I do to make this happen? Because I had a whole bunch of scripts, and as the skies would have it, as the universe would have it, my agent actually read a script that didn't win. It got honorable mention. I forgot I had even entered that contest, and he read it and fell in love with it. And my agent called me and was like, we want to sign you and bring you out to California. Unfortunately, while I was out there, he did die of COVID. And that was unfortunate for that. But I met some great people out there, which basically started my journey and what I wanted to happen. Because I was here in Atlanta, and honestly, I was driving Lyft, and when I was trying to transition, and so the day came in my mind of what I was going to do. So as the universe would have it again, I picked up that day 7 producers, and there was no convention, but they were all filmmakers, and they all told me the same thing, that I would move to California to learn the business, and then I would come back to Atlanta to film. And it happened just like that. So
Man,
that's what happened.
That's the same.
That's where I am now.
Story. That sounds like my story. I went out to Hollywood to learn on set and everything, to learn from great people, and now I'm back to put on for my city and do the same thing that you're doing. So
yeah, I got a lot of plans to do stuff in Cincinnati because it is my second home. I'm from Indiana, but that's why I work with Jerome Johnson.
What happened? You said doing stuff in Cincinnati. I mean, we do got the color of the red zone, and then you might need some fat guy for security, a funny fat guy. Coach.
Well, I know, but you got I put Jerome Johnson. He's real big in the city for the gospel music. Rico Grady out of Hamilton, Ohio. Sierra has done a lot of behind the scenes for me and getting things done for me. There's a lot. I've talked to a lot of people in Cincinnati, but I had a couple of projects that fell through that I was actually supposed to do in Cincinnati. But I can only lower my price so low before it's just at the point where it doesn't make sense. But I'm looking forward to it. My brother Jeff, he's excited. He got some concepts he wants to do. So Cincinnati, I think this is the thing about Cincinnati is that there's so much talent there. And I want to say to all the talent that's listening, it's not your fault. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. It's not your fault. You got to understand what the infrastructure of a city is. And when a city only has 3 or 4 Black millionaires, it's very hard for an infrastructure to be set up that's going to benefit minorities without somebody getting something on the back end. A lot of politicians put different things into place for them to get a little back end cut and all that. It makes it look like they're helping out the community, which is great. But when it comes to the creative side of it, just like Atlanta is moving in the right direction, but I had to go out to California to learn the infrastructure because the only thing that they're doing here is casting, all the behind, none of the creative part. The creative part is where the magic is. So I can cast anybody. And yes, Big Funny, I'm going to cast you. No worries.
Don't forget me too. I'm ready too.
He's hit me up in my inbox more than once. So, but the thing is like the infrastructure for music could have been there. That would have allowed a lot of the artists. I can name them, but I don't want to forget people and people get mad at me. But the thing is that the infrastructure, meaning financially, needed to be there. And that's not there. I'm gonna just be honest with you. It's not there. If you have a dream or if you have something, you got to do like Dre did or do like me. Go to where that dream is the most prominent. And that's not leaving your city. That's going to better yourself. And then if you choose to come back, just like I don't choose to live in Cincinnati because y'all shoot up everything there, so I'm good. But I will come back and grab people and work with people and film in Cincinnati. I have no problem with Cincinnati. Great city. Love the Bengals, love the Reds. Everything. I've been there forever. But the thing is that a lot of creators, honestly, it's not your fault. The infrastructure there, you would need like Atlanta. That's the difference, is that there's about 100 Black millionaires here, and a third of them are very interested in creating Black art. And that makes a difference. If you got 4, maybe 5, not counting athletes, I'm talking actual residents of Cincinnati. You got team ownership here that's Black. You got construction companies here that are Black. Cincinnati is growing with it, but the money, it's the money disparity that's still there that's causing that creative shift to not be where people want to be. So I would, and I know Cincinnati people are watching this because Dre is pretty popular, and I know Big Funny is popular. So what you may not want my advice, and I understand it, but what I will say is this: going somewhere to be trained how to do something properly and to advance yourself is not leaving your city. It's not saying goodbye to people. It's saying hello and being in a position, because 2 drowning people can't save anybody. Y'all both gonna drown. Somebody's got to learn how to swim.
Yeah, I never understood people that don't want to travel and be around and see shit. Like, you get inspired by that stuff like that. You get a whole different type of energy and stuff.
Not just
promote yourself.
Not just
network.
I've talked to different people and they be like, man, I can't leave my city. No one asked you to.
Right.
But when we went off to college, I'm from Indiana. I went to college in Ohio. I have other friends that went to college in Michigan. I got other friends that went to college in Florida. We never left Indiana. We just went somewhere to get trained so we could come back if we chose to and do what we need to do. But if dance is what you want to do, go to New York. Go to where dancing is prominent. If football is what you want to do, go to Ohio State or go to Georgia or go to Florida. We seem to get caught up in the idea that we're leaving people behind. You're not. What you're doing is creating your journey, and anytime that you move away from your home state, that's a part of your journey. That's what makes you greater, is that you're going to have to dig deep within to pull out whatever that is that's going to make you who you are.
People
so don't be afraid of it.
Sweet and think that shit is going to come to their ass too, though.
No,
that's what they be thinking. Think that shit gonna come through on Temu or some shit.
And it's like, and the people. Oh, go ahead.
And I want to say something too, because you can't be afraid to follow somebody that knows something better than you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. That's why you want to lead, to learn more than what you already know, so you can come back and do your own thing.
Yeah, people ask me all the time, like, what camera you use. I said, whatever I hired a cinematographer to use.
Right.
I'm not a camera specialist. Why the hell would I be a camera specialist? That's not my job. That's not my job. I can tell you what I need and what I want to film it in. Of course, I have knowledge, but for me to sit down and to set up a camera, oh no. I can barely get it on the tripod. I don't even know how to push the power button. You have to show me.
Well, that's what you call Dre Will Productions for.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I call other people for. That's not my job. Like, so it's like you said, you don't have to be the greatest at everything in the room. You have to just put people around you that's going to be great. People around you that have the same vision and have the same drive and the same hunger. And then Michelle Obama said the other day, and me and my wife were laughing about it. Like, Michelle said that when she became president and her husband, they couldn't take everybody with them. It's an unpopular opinion, but you can't take everybody. That's not you. You can't take everybody with you. Sometimes you got to go alone.
Yeah, everybody ain't gonna help you get there. But I want to ask you this, like, how many movies have you got done so far? Like, how long on an average do it take you to write movies?
Writing the movies, I've slowed down over the years, so it'll take me about a month to give you a rough draft, like 31 days, kind of like my book says, 31 days on how to write a movie. So my shameless plug.
Good plug.
So it takes me right about 30 days, and then you got to do your edits, and then you have to do your your changes and stuff. So the second draft takes about another 30 days, but I usually set it down for a second or let my wife read it or one of my readers read it, and then we'll get back together and see what all needs to change, what didn't make sense. To make a movie, a typical movie is going to be 28 shooting days. A very advanced movie with a higher budget to be about 35 to 38 shooting days. That can be spread about anyway. Mile 19 was filmed every weekend for 4 months. So a total of 21 days. The reason why I know is because I had to pay everybody. So I know exactly how many days.
Congratulations again on Mile 19. Yeah. Tell the people about that and where to find that.
Yeah. Mile 19 is on Peacock now. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It ain't the greatest movie in the world. That's okay. But it's on Peacock, and it didn't get there by happenstance. It's also in over 500 libraries around the nation.
It must be something great about it.
So I'm just, I get people like, "Oh, that movie sucked." I'm like, "Yeah, so does a lot of movies," and I totally get it.
And that's another thing. Everybody's not going to like your craft.
No,
what you do,
not at all. But I can tell you who did like it. A lot of kids I've shown it for. We did the conference in Hamilton. I wish more people would have came out. And it was about, I'd say honestly, about 40 kids, 40 to 60 kids. Anyway, it was supposed to be like 200, but it was like 40 to 60. Still a great crowd. We watched the film afterwards. Now these are children. Y'all know how children are. Afterwards, they had a choice to either ask questions or they could leave. Why did every child, and this is not an exaggeration, if Jerome was there, he'll tell you, every child got up and got in line to ask a question. So you mean to tell me, like, first we had them raise their hand and their hands flew up, and I kind of looked at my wife. I was like, that didn't go as planned. I thought it was gonna be like 4 questions and we were gonna be done. So everybody flew their hand up to the point where we had to make them stand in line because we couldn't keep up. And they had real questions. And so it's like the goal, sometimes your goals, it wasn't to win an Emmy. I knew I wasn't going to win an Oscar. I wasn't going to win no awards with this. I really wanted to show some of my writing style as well as the ability to start and finish a product.
I can tell what you did, though. You were inspired and opened a whole bunch of people in their minds, though, for real.
Yeah.
You inspired a whole bunch of damn people. They see your ass too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you could do realistically, because I know people like numbers. Realistically, if you had 50 to 75, you could do a full-length movie and it could be an 8K. If you do it right, you don't have to break the bank. You can do a pilot, like I said, for 10. You can do a series for 20. If you minimize the locations and make your dialogue tight, like don't just be talking to talk, actual dialogue, you can really get the most out of it, because most actors are willing to work with your budget, especially if you have a plan or a goal. So, and then you can get distributing, and then you can be on the different channels or whatever the case may be. But definitely, there's a lot of opportunity out there still for original stories and intellectual property.
I know we took like 3 months to shoot the Black Hamptons.
Yep.
So. Yep. Yeah, that was a bigger project too, also.
Now, I want to put it on the table, man.
Yeah.
You've been doing all of this, man.
Yeah.
I know you had to deal with some jackasses and assholes. Like, how have the journey been, man?
I've like you said, I've dealt with everything. But when dealing with the assholes, it's just about communication and establishing on set what's going to happen or how this is going to work. But outside of set is where most of the assholes live. So the people that are upper management or acquisition managers and things like that, you just have to stay positive. You deal with them, you see them, you talk to them, you understand they have a job to do. But some, they're human. Sometimes they have good days, sometimes they have bad days. But I'll tell you like this, a kind word will go further than wrath. So if you're sitting there and you're talking to people, be on your best behavior. Don't Kanye West it. Just be on your best behavior, and definitely treat people how you wanted to be treated, even if they're not treating you with the respect that that you deserve.
Right.
Yeah.
That's dang.
Anybody try to offer you some bullshit deals though, coming at you crazy?
It's okay. This is horrible. It's but the worst people that I've worked with. I'm not gonna say the worst. I'll say the most challenging people I've had to work with are very religious people. Um, I myself is very spiritual, very religious. Mother and father are both pastors. Been in church my whole life, Kojic, Church of God in Christ, since I was 3 years old. So I understand it, but there's also there's a business side to this, and that's where we have to understand this is the entertainment business. My time and my energy and different things. I volunteer as much as I can. I go speak with kids. I take calls. I do all types of things, but I can't do a $50,000 project for free because God said to do it.
Yeah,
that's not.
If God is the creator, you are a creator. He wants you to create.
Right. It's not. That's not how this works. And I totally understand where they're coming from, and I pray that they find someone who is able to work with them on the things that they're trying to get done. But again, folks, this is a business, and we have to approach it as a business. And it's like you not knowing the business hurts when I talk to you. If you're unaware of how this thing works, because it's not just me, it's a team. So you may have convinced me, like, Howard, you need to do this project. But now I have 15 other people that I have to convince to come and work for free. Like that's travel. It's a lot.
And use some juice and crackers and peppermints.
Not even juice and crackers, just peppermints. And it's like I understand it, and I pray again, that God blesses them and they find someone who's in that position. Because Lord knows I've done a lot of things for free. Side note. A lot of people that say they don't do stuff for free, you're missing out.
Lying. Yeah,
you're missing.
Lying, but
they're missing out.
Yeah, they're missing
out. I've done stuff for free, and that person's stuff that I did was seen by somebody else or was talked about by somebody else, and I end up making thousands of dollars, double of what I would have made for the person that I did stuff for free for. So it's definitely people like, I don't work for free. That's my value. That's not true. Working for free sometimes in the appropriate situation is important. It puts you in the right place and in front of the right people. And let me say this, and then we'll get back to the questions. And people will argue this, but the number one thing in this business is not talent, it's relationships. Relationships.
Networking, that relationship.
If you're not in the right relationships, you will sit on the sideline. My talent gonna come when God wanted. Okay, we wait for God. But for the rest of us, the relationships that you establish, create, you going like I said, Big Funny. He's hit me up about, I say realistically 3 times in my DMs, 1 time on an email. And he says hi too, but he hit me up about movies. He was never disrespectful. He did a whatchamacallit, a vlog about Mile 19 and nobody asked him to. That's called building a relationship. He showed me his value. He showed me his talent. And then he politely said, hey, if you got any parts, like he wasn't even being funny. The messages are very, very professional. He's like, if you have any, my dog is wilding. He's like, if you have any parts, think of me. And you know what? The next time I have a part, I'm going to think of him because he put in the relationship in order for me to do that and to make that happen. But everybody has to understand. But here's the thing about Big Funny I want to say, because Dre, I don't know you as well, but I will say this about Big Funny really quickly, is that when you ask somebody for something, like he asked me to give a part, he didn't go home and start eating some Cheetos. He went on the road and started doing more stand-up. He went on the road on the video, started doing more video. He hooked up with you, Dre, started doing more videos, more podcasts. Let me explain something to everybody.
Yeah.
This is a business. When I'm looking for people, I can't have stagnant people take major roles. So they be like, so if I have to choose between Kevin Hart and Big Funny, I'm gonna have to choose Kevin, only because it's a business. But if I have to choose between Big Funny and Little Funny, I'm calling Big Funny, and he gonna come do the part, and he gonna kill it, and hopefully that leads to other opportunities. But if you sitting around waiting for me to change your life, this is not a game show, and I'm not the prize behind door number one. You need to be out there working and building your value, building your numbers. So when I take your name, when I take Big Will's name to my executive producer, or when I take him to the network and say, I got Big Will, the first thing they're going to do is Google Big Will. If they see him at home sitting on the couch eating Cheetos or complaining about life or saying all this different type of stuff, they're going to be like, I don't know if that's the best idea. Now I got to try to sell it. But if they type in Big Will and it shows that he was at the Funny Bone opening for Cat Williams, he was over here, he's got a podcast, it shows that he's moving and he has an audience, then I can boom. I can, because a lot of people bring up this word loyalty, and y'all can mean for whatever you want to mean. But in this business, I can only be as loyal as you are to yourself. So if you're saying you're an actor and you're not acting, don't get mad when I don't cast you. If you're saying that you're a comedian and you're not funny, don't be mad when I don't cast you. Like, you are who you say you are. So if you're acting, act. If you're singing, sing. If you're a comedian, be funny. And that way, when it's time to grab you, you have value and you can help me build what I'm trying to build.
And you gotta have some motion, man.
I'm gonna change subject, but we're still on topic right now. But I want to get into the Ike Turner story.
Yes. Controversy.
First off, congratulations on that story, being a part of it. And,
thank you.
So let the people know what you're doing on that story, and how is it going?
It's going well. But I'll say this: it has some challenges, and I'm sure Big Funny got jokes about it. But it has its challenges. I already know they're coming. I prepared myself for them. But I'm doing a movie.
Okay.
I'm doing it real quick. I'm just doing a movie called King of Rhythm. It was written by A.P. Richard out of Florida, or I think he's originally from like either New York or New Jersey. But a great writer. He wrote a great script, and he brought me on board in order to find the financing and put together the right team to make it happen. So we're still in the development stage / pre-production, because we do have the script and we do have actors attached, some very big name actors, and I'm not even playing. They're huge and that are very excited about it. So when he brought it to me, real quick, hold your thought, Big Funny. When he brought it to me, I said the first thing I want to do is to use this platform for the better. So we started partnering with nonprofits that deal with domestic violence, sexual violence, and drug abuse. We want to do it in 5 different states. I'm talking to some people in Ohio right now. Shout out to Rico Rice, who is coordinating that right now. And we have one here. We have several here in Atlanta. Then we're going to do a couple of more in a couple of other states, including Mississippi, so that we can give a proceeds of the profits to those nonprofits, as well as do fundraisers and different things, so that we can actually help the people who've been hurt. So now that that's said and done, I'm ready. Go ahead, Big Buddy.
That's a real kid. Hey, first of all, I was about to say, the first time I heard about you doing the Ike Turner story, I inboxed him on that one. I said, congratulations on Facebook, but then I said, man, just let me play Ike's friend and be like, keep beating on her, man.
Yep, you did. and you'll be in it, but you won't be saying that. We don't show in the movie. There's no grotesque violence toward Black women. Let me tell you a little bit about me. Is that it's a real 30 seconds. Is that I there's a responsibility, and Dre, you need to remember this too. Is there a responsibility for Black and brown people that we cannot continue to exploit our pain, exploiting Black people's pain for money without giving back. So there's movies that have come out that have shown grotesque violence against women, grotesque drug abuse, and they've done nothing with it but take the money and do whatever that they do with money. That's not our responsibility in this day and time of information. Is that we have to take this knowledge as art because it's stories that need to be told, but at the same time, at the end, gun violence, please contact. Suicide, please contact, and stop using this the blanket of art. This is art as an excuse for you not to be a responsible filmmaker. I say that, and people's like, oh, you're an independent filmmaker, so you can do that. No. The director, and I always forget her name because it's hard for me to remember, but the director of the new movie Till, T-I-L-L, that just came out, she refused to show violence against Emmett Till in the movie. She refused, and she said she would not direct it if there was any violence. So because we don't need to see that. We know that we know the story, so we don't need to see that happen. We don't need to see it reincarnated or redone. We don't need to see that. You should know, and that's the responsibility of the producers, Dre, the director, Dre, is to make sure that we're responsible for the images and things that we're putting out.
I want to piggyback off of what you said about how not showing stuff. Because when they show like black people, like the life of black people, like Whitney, everybody, they go deep into the drugs and they done beat people and all that stuff. But when they show the Elvis movie, they ain't show none of this stuff. They just show him singing and two shoes and all that. They ain't going to him drugging and whooping those and messing with the young chicks and all that stuff.
Right. They didn't show him with the 13-year-old.
Yeah.
They didn't show him with that. It's like if you choose to show it as art, which is okay, don't get me wrong, is if you choose, all I'm asking as a black and brown creator is that at the same time you make awareness of whatever that you know is wrong. So if you know that this is wrong, just bring awareness about it. Like, we'd like to donate to so and so, or we'd like to help out here, or show up, or just use that same platform for the good of the people, and that can be your way of giving back, because it's not going to go away. And I was sitting in, and I'm gonna say this movie because these people I probably won't work with, but Emancipation with Will Smith, who I love, even though he had some errors. We were sitting in the movie, and I was furious. And my wife was sitting there, and she was like, "What's wrong? It's really good. It's a very expensive movie." I was like, "Yeah, but I can promise you it was written by a white guy." Because there was no responsibility in it for the things that were coming out of Will Smith's mouth. There was no responsibility. They just put in whatever they want to put in. It's like they don't, because they don't care, and they hide behind it and say that it's art. But I think that we can revolutionize things. I think we can be trailblazers with this movie, and we will be. We will stand for what is right. We will stand, and we will be financially successful, because it's not just about this is a big part of Black history. I bet y'all didn't know he worked with he worked with Elvis. The only person comparable to him was James Brown. Like, Ike did a lot of amazing things. He didn't touch a drug until after Tina. He was actually against it. There's a lot, and that people don't know. He worked with Jimi Hendrix. He was in his band. Like, these are things there's so many songs. Like, he's the father of rock and roll. He's one of the fathers. And it's like, but nobody knows that, because the only thing you know is eat the cake, anime. Eat the cake, anime. Right. That's all you know. Anytime I ask anybody about Ike Turner, that's the first thing they say. And it's like,
she kicked me in the balls.
right. And it's like, I get it. That was an amazing movie, and hats off to those amazing actors. But at the same time, they're like, "Oh, Ike signed off of it." Ike was high when he signed off on that. He just wanted to check so he could get on out of there and do what he had to do. He made some mistakes. He was human. And the thing is, he didn't have time. He died before he could correct those mistakes. So what I would like to become is his arms from the grave to extend out to the people who are hurting from these similar situations and be helpful to them.
So how did you get an opportunity like that? Like, his family reached out to you, you reached out to them. Like, how did that go?
relationships. So the guy, this is a crazy relationship, and his name is Black. He's an R&B singer, and me and him, crazy enough, I've been in Atlanta when I worked for Def Jam. Me and him used to write songs and stuff and submit them. So we went to several writing things at different studios, Ludacris Studios, several things. And we became cool. We became real good associates, almost friends like. So, but he knows my character. So he and his manager is the same manager. It's the same acquaintance that AP has, and AP is on the same label with Ike. That's how Ike talked to AP about writing a story. This is Ike's true story. So he came to AP through relationships because they had the same manager and they were on the same label. And the name of the label slipped my mind, and AP gonna kill me, but I can't remember it right now. And so that's how they wrote it. So the same thing happened. He called me up, Black called me up and was like, listen, Howard, I want you to meet this guy. He's got a story that I think you should hear, and I think you can help them. So he connected me, and the rest is history.
That's what's up. So so when is this story gonna when it's gonna be ready to be seen, or when are you putting it out, or is it ready now?
Right now we're focusing on the right people in the right places. So we're focusing on the right studio to film it, as well as and the right financier to come on board. Because when you come on board as a financier, you're not just making a movie, you're trailblazing. So you have to include funds and free up funds for us to tour, for us to go to these different places, so that us to be at these different programs and these things for these abusive women, for these drugs. We have to be at these places to speak. You have to clear those funds up for us to do that. So these people have to be about change, like a Lionsgate, which I love. I love Lionsgate. I love the people there. They've always been on the up and up when it comes to changing things and moving things, and a lot of Christian films that you see now, they can trace back to Lionsgate. That's just a fact. So it's a lot of things that they do behind the scenes, but they're great. But we're looking at a Will Packer or Deion Taylor or Jesse Collins to direct it. I mean, to be the production team, because they have very strong production teams that are high value, and that's important, very important to me. And then the directors, we're going to obviously that, but those two things is what's next. So time wise, we should have that all wrapped up by November. We should start filming in March, April of 2025, and it should come out in a good world, not a perfect world. It should come out fall of 2026. I want to do a Labor Day 2026, but if it does get pushed back, it'll be probably it's definitely not a love story, so it'll be March of 2027. We'll get past Valentine's Day. It's a love of music. He loves music, but yeah. But it'll be right around March, April 2027. So
are you having are you having casting calls for this, going around city to city, or people got coming to you? Like, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing a national casting call. I need a Tina. I mean, that's evident, obviously. We have a lot, well, not a lot. We have a decent amount of lead characters for the males that were in his life. But there's some, I would love to see some young talent come forth from this. That's another thing. Discovering new talent is a goal of mine, and making sure that in this process we just don't grab the people you already know. That one or two people are people that you're not that familiar with, that's been doing it on the low, or just really good at what they do and haven't had the opportunity. So yes, I definitely want to do I do want to come to Cincinnati. Of course, I'm gonna do it in Atlanta. Probably do it in Mississippi too, and look for some of these characters to just have an authenticity. I can't say the word authentic to the point where, thank you, that the point that you can see it on the screen. But there's a lot of big shots. There's a lot of it's as big as 5 Heartbeats. It's as big as the one that just came out. So yeah, about Bob Marley. So it's a large budget. So we'll definitely be doing a couple of things to allow new people to come up and new things to happen.
Congratulations, there.
But I'm always casting. I say this and I say it all the time. Like, if you're an actor, send your headshots, and I'll get like 2, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not here to argue with you. Like, I'm not here. But let's get this straight. When I can't return these phone calls, y'all can't say that I never tried. I've been to Cincinnati 3 times, and 3 people have talked to me. I've been to Cleveland 2 times. 2 people talk to me. So it's not like I'm not coming back or not doing the things. Like, when I'm there, take advantage of that, especially if it's free. I had the premiere. It was $19 for the premiere, $19 ticket. And you can come and talk to me, and I would stand there and talk during the movie. I stayed in the lobby and talked to people the whole time. So it's like, you had an opportunity, but it's like, don't say I wasn't there, folks, because Jerome called me. He in Cincinnati. Jerome called me. This is a true story. Jerome Johnson. Yeah, we're friends. We've been friends for a while, but he just started his acting journey. And he calls me. He's like, yo, man, Rico told me you're doing this movie, man. I don't even need a major part, man. If you can just get me in and, let me do this or that, that'd be great. I was like, say less. I'm gonna write you in. I literally wrote Jerome into my script. And when he came, he didn't come playing. He came ready. And when you watch him in Mile 19, him and Angelique, who was Linda, who played Linda, they had some chemistry. I mean, you would thought they known each other. They just met each other 20 minutes ago. So it's like, he came and brought the wood and made sure that he put forth his best effort. He was on time. He was nice to everybody. He was friendly. He was professional. He sat in the waiting room for quite some time because we had some lighting issues. And then when it was time for him to hit his part, I told you to pay this. Like, I can't believe you haven't paid. Like, he came ready to go, and it was magical. And I'm looking forward to working with him again. I love the growth that he's had in a lot of these plays and different things. He's a natural. He's very genuine with his parts, and that authenticity can come through on the screen. And that's one of the main things we look for when casting. But yes, we're always looking for talent. I never take an email and just throw it in the trash. I label them. I put them all in folders. And when I go to look for things, I'm looking for a specific thing. Yes. You can't, I'm looking for a Tina. So you can't be 6'8", and be like, I wanna try out for Tina. Like, time out. You look 38. She was 19. So it's like those are not discriminatory. That's just a character that I'm looking for.
And they don't want to come and take the bat wings off their face. One thing you said, like, you were sitting around in a lobby for like after the stuff and everything, after the show, just lingering around. I always tell everybody wherever I go, if you do something and you at events, I don't see how y'all just go there, be quiet, and then leave. I talk to everybody, man. I run my mouth, man. I don't care if it's the owner, the person that threw the event, somebody performing. I'm talking to everybody got something to do with something. Man.
Even if it's a basic introduction. Like, hi, my name is Howard. I'm a writer. Would love to work with you. This is my card. I have several scripts that involve characters that are just like you. It would be an honor, and boom, bam. And, I do that whole spiel. I got my wife doing that spiel now, when we go places and talk to different things and different people. But yeah, I don't understand how if you have a gift, because I've had people come up to me, especially when I worked for Def Jam, they'd be like, listen, I'm that dude, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice.
You gotta have your 30-second intro.
Yeah, you gotta have the elevator pitch.
You never know, yes, the elevator intro. So you never know who you're going to be standing by or meeting, or you might be the intro next to Denzel or somebody like that. What you gonna say to him?
And stop thinking, and people will come up to me and they'll be like all up in my face. And it's funny because my wife be standing right there, and she's the casting director. Know the business. Google these people. I went to Bounce TV. My friend Mohammed here in Atlanta got me some tickets for Bounce TVs. I think it was not the Trumpet Awards, but another award show. Me and my wife the night before literally made a list of people we wanted to talk to with their pictures and memorized it. So when we got to the event, we knew exactly who to go to.
Mm-hmm.
We knew exactly who was who. So, and the funny part is the person that was the quietest was the one that was the biggest and the most important. And they're sitting by themselves, getting a drink or whatever the case may be. Uh-oh, I think I froze. Uh-oh, are the phones?
Yeah, you froze on TV, but we can hear you. Though.
We can hear
Oh,
you.
okay, hold on. I'm glad I didn't start cussing. Let me unconnect my phone. But the quietest people that were in the room were the most influential people. It was the acquisition person. It was the casting. Those people, you need to know what they do and how it fits your life. Yes, introducing yourself to the director is very important. But if the casting director is standing right next to him, it might be a good idea to let them know what you do. You know what I mean?
Yes. I always speak network, make your network. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, yes. Well, I want to change topic before we get out of here. We only got a little bit of time left. But I also want to talk about your book.
Oh yeah, my shameless plug.
Yes, can you tell us about your book?
Shabam.
Shabam.
How to write your TV show movie in 31 days. This is actually like 16 years of information put in a very friendly way and organized way that a normal person with a high school diploma can understand. Like we're not trying to confuse you. I'm trying to help you, and I've told the stories that are in the book. I've told to a lot of aspiring writers on how to write their scripts and how to write their scripts correctly. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest mistakes that people make is writing for your budget. And number two is dialogue. Those are the two things that make the biggest mistake when writing a script. If there's no need for a helicopter to be in the scene, don't add a helicopter. Obviously, you've never rented a helicopter. They're very expensive. Yeah. If you're talking, whenever and this is for you, Dre, whenever the scene starts, they should be in mid-conversation. This ain't a sitcom.
Right.
They should be in mid-conversation, especially if it's an argument. What's better, watching two people arguing, or you start the shot with a glass being broke against the wall?
Yes.
And then you pan quickly over and the girl is like, I will kill you. That's a way better shot than just sitting there with a 2-shot and letting them build up. No, start it right out the gate. We know what happened before that. Yeah. Obviously, he cheated. We know how this Tyler Perry movie goes. So we know how we got to this point. We don't have to ask that question.
Start filming your conversations.
So with dialogue, it's not talking. Like right now, we're talking. This isn't dialogue. Dialogue is short sentences or statements that move the story forward. Like, I got my short that won. The first line in it, because it's only 6 minutes long, the first line in it is, hey, today's my birthday, and honestly, I think I want to kill myself. That's the first line. We just went through 30 minutes of talking, and I just did it in 30-second line. You know everything about me. You know it's my birthday. You know I got some type of hard life. You know you're going to feel a little empathy for me because even though it's my birthday, I still want to kill myself. Like all these things you learn that quickly from dialogue. Now we could have talked it out, and then it would have been 18 minutes long. But just the dialogue to move the story forward, you got all the information that you need in order for you to be entertained. But it's a lot of jewels in there. It's a lot of secrets in there.
Today you putting it on the table today.
Yeah, I love talking about film. That's my life. I love talking about it as a business, not as a dream. And I think that it's definitely something that when these major directors are having these free conferences at these Black colleges and things like that, take the time off work and go check them out. They got some jewels for you. Yeah.
Go. Yes. Man, you just dropped some jewels today, man. Put it on the table, didn't you?
Yes.
That's up, man. Where can they find that book at?
The book is usually, everything is found on HowardClayFilms.com. You can find all the Ike Turner stuff, all the shows and projects that are currently being shopped and that are already out. And then also too, of course, on my Instagram pages is everything's Howard Clay Jr. or Howard Clay Films, and then it'll lead to all the other different places. So I try to keep it as simple as possible. Howard Clay Jr., Howard Clay Films, and then you'll find Ike Turner, you'll find all the other different things and projects, Confessions, you'll find Fit for a Queen, you'll find the Mama and Ken show, you'll find all those different things, and you'll be able to, and then of course the book and my children's book. Me and my wife write a children's book that basically explains how to make a movie from beginning to end, and it's filled with children that are Black and brown.
Yeah, I like it, man.
Yeah, they love that.
And that's where they can find you at too if they want to work with you or reach out to you.
Oh, it's really info at howardclayfilms.com. There's literally a section at the bottom of Howard Clay Films that says if you're interested or if you need to contact us. And I will say this, I do get a lot of Black and brown behind the scenes people. So I don't know if in front of the scenes people are scared or what the case may be, but behind the scenes, I get gaffers, I get camera, I get makeup, I get hair. They're not shy at all. They're like, this one dude hits me up every other week. Hey, when you filming? He's a barber. When you filming again? When you filming again? When you filming again? Yeah. So it's like, that's how you do it. I mean,
I'm going to be hitting you up too. So
yeah, you've hit me up several times. I have. You need us to come film. You need us to come film it. Like I have 3 film crews, but if I do need anything, as long as you're shooting in 6K,
interviews or anything, man, we just come to interviews. Red carpet turn up for you, man.
Oh, definitely. I'm excited, especially for the, like you mentioned in one of your emails, for the red carpet. Yeah, we definitely got to do something for the red carpet for the Ike and Tina. Jeff Clay is going to be in charge of the Cincinnati showing. I'll put that out there right now. I'm 99% sure his assistant is going to be Sierra McClurkin, CC, or I don't know her current rap name, but
Juicy No Good.
Thank you,
Juicy. Shout out to Juicy No Good.
Yeah, Juicy No Good. She's super talented.
Yes.
Hey, she's super talented, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. Behind the scenes, she's better.
Man, way better. She's actually producing my movie right now.
She can rap, she can sing, she can write, and she can perform. She's not afraid of anything. But when it comes to behind the scenes,
she's a beast.
Producing, contacts, numbers, paper. She's a monster. One day she'll be as big as Ava. I can promise you that. She'll be as big as Ava. Ava, the big time director. She will be just as big, doing as much stuff because she can handle everything. She went to Brown Mackey. She got an audio video production degree. So she's just phenomenal. But but if you want to hit up anybody, Jeff Clay and Sierra will be, since you already know Sierra.
That's Jeff like my little sister now.
Yeah, so, Jeff Clay is my brother. I think he goes by Jeffrey Royce on Facebook. But definitely, when we come to Cincinnati, we want it to be big. So we want
let's make it big.
Let's make it big. I really want it to be big.
It ain't going to be big. It's going to be big.
It's going to be real big. And I'm bringing the stars with me. Yes. So I'll have the stars there. So it's going to be a nice thing.
I'm bringing
the stars too. Then I'm bringing everything.
Y'all think I'm gonna be playing, man. I really inbox. I tell you what, I said, even if I don't get the act, I said, let me fly my drone for you, man.
Right? Hey, listen. If you pushing the broom, you're gonna be there. Yeah. I got a bar scene, a club scene that I think you'll be perfect for, as the and it's actually in the script already as the host of this club scene. And the scene is when Ike first hears Tina sing. So it's later on in the movie. She doesn't come on board to like the 3rd act, but it's a huge scene. And I think speaking wise, energy wise, I will put in my word for the casting yet. Like I said, if you get beat out by Denzel, don't get mad at me. But listen, hey, that's facts. But definitely,
shit on me right now.
That was good. But when it comes to like different individual things, like I know Rico wants to be a part of it. Rico Grady, I got a part for him that I see him as. But understand, I'm the executive producer, and I'm only the executive producer. My wife is she's my executive assistant as executive producer. We're not in charge of casting for that. but we do have a say.
Well,
I'll say it like that.
In right now too. I am an actor also.
Hey, there you go. So
yeah,
I'm excited about the different opportunities and stuff, and just looking forward to working.
Hey man, I thank you. I appreciate you so much.
No problem, brothers.
So much jewels today.
Thank you.
The film industry.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
And if people miss this, they need to go back and turn into this and watch what you had said, listen to what you had said, and because this was just so many jewels. I took knowledge of what you was telling me. And
those same people, Jesse Collins, Deion Taylor, Will Packer, they all sowed a seed into me early in my career. So I want to make sure that I do that along the way as I'm moving forward in this career, as well as to give back to the youngins, to the black and browns, and the people who are interested and make this thing great.
Can I ask you if I have any questions about filmmaking, anything? Can I reach out to you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Hey, the best way, listen, I respond very well to emails, like emails and text messaging. I'm really good. Now, if I get free time, I'll pick up the phone real quick and I'll call you out of the blue. Pick up. Like if I'm sitting there and I'm reading something and I'm like, man, I got 10 minutes, and I just hit you up on Facebook and you see Howard Clay, just pick up. It don't make sense why you wouldn't. You ask me a question. So it's like,
too busy for. I'm telling you.
Just pick up, because I'm only calling to answer your question. So it's just easier for me to say it. But yeah, if you got any film, I can definitely help you to eliminate any of those potholes and probably save you some money.
Got you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it,
brother.
No problem, guys. Thank you, guys.
Put it on the table again. We'll be looking out, and man, congratulations.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, guys. And
tell people where to find the movies at again, and where to find it before you get it.
Mile 19 is going to be on Peacock, and then the other shows are going to be coming out next year on WeTV and BET Plus and different things of that nature. So just follow the page. You'll see all the updates and everything. And thank you guys for your support.
Thank you, man.
All right, brothers. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Man, that's what they do. Put it on the table, didn't he?
Hey, man, he put it on the table, man.
Put it on the
table.
If
there's anybody out there that's into acting, into movies and filmmaking, writing, or cameras, go back and watch this entire video, because he put a whole bunch of stuff on the table, what you need to know. Yeah.
Man, yes. I hope you took note of that. If you want to reach out, don't be scared to open your mouth. Reach out, talk, network, make the network.
Like I always tell y'all, man. Like when I go around places, I don't just be out there acting stupid. Of course, you see me making my videos there where it's acting stupid. But anywhere, if I'm in a bar, if I know anybody do anything, I don't care. I'll stay around to the end of the comedy show. They might not come out, but that's how I met Sherman Goldwyn. Chris Tucker is opening up for Chris Tucker on the road right now. I gave him my card. You never know, he might give it to Chris Tucker, but I talk to everybody. I don't care if I know a security guard talking to somebody to know that person. I'm gonna get them some business cards. The person working at the door, the owner, I'm talking to everybody. Keep some business cards. Run your mouth.
Yeah, man. That's what it do, man. Put it on tape podcast, man. Dre Wood, Big Funny, man. Check us every Tuesday, 8 p.m.
Man, leave some comments, man.
Man. Whew, we got another one next Tuesday also too, man. From Columbus.
Oh, it's gonna keep on
historical coming. Charles Foles, man. You don't know, look him up. His family was the first Black NFL player. He's gonna tell us that story and a whole lot of things that's going on.
It's gonna be good one.
Next Tuesday.
He's gonna be putting something on the table. Putting it on the table. NFL player, man. Come on, man.
Yes, and he has a story behind that and some things that's going on. So tune into that, man. Like I said, man, we ain't messing around. We bring down all the best people on this podcast, and we ain't gonna stop. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thank y'all for tuning in.
April 27th, April 27th, 4 to 7. Catch me and your boy. We are having our live podcast at Park Place. So check us out, man. Come and tune in with us. Talk to us. We will have KC Carson. We will have Unique Productions.
Yeah.
Man, we will have Meech Icewood.
Icewood coming through. All the 2B cats, man. The people that Detroit.
Man, like I said, we ain't playing, so We're gonna put it on the table at Park Place.
And also that same day, earlier that day, you gotta check their pages. They having a casting call, but they shooting some more movies.
Yes, they having the casting.
So check Unique Blackman page, Meech Icewood, KC Carson, Detroit Tubi, and you know they running Tubi right now.
And they venturing into Cincinnati,
and they
Ohio.
coming down here. So
tap in with them.
Get your baby hair ready.
Get them yard rakes ready. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, come out there baking, you know what I'm saying? Hey.
So that's what I do, man. Dre Will, Big Funny, man. Put it on tape podcast. We are out, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man.
Leave some comments. Give us a follow on YouTube, man.
And share, like, and subscribe. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace out. And we out.
Yes, sir.